7.
Hello and welcome to Bombay Talkies. Many of the policemen who died on the night of the 26th were legends in their own right, but their families largely unknown. Now their deaths have pushed their families into intense public scrutiny. Those like Divya Salaskar, who are the daughter of Vijay Salaskar, who is one of the Bombay Police's well-known encounter specialists, have emerged, in fact, not just as in the case of Divya, a daughter in mourning, but someone who's emerged as an angry voice, a very personal kind of anger in the rising chorus of what is being debated about what went wrong with our police and with the way in which we protect ourselves. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. I know it's always difficult at a time like this for you, but thanks anyway. Which is actually something I was watching with some amount of, I guess, respect that you managed to come out and talk about all of this.
Yeah, because my mother could not keep on coming out every time. So being the only daughter, I had to come
You were
out.
sort of thrust into that role.
Not thrust, but then, thinking, I said, I have to come out on behalf of my father, I have to come out. And he was someone, who always treated everybody with respect. So said, if I have to come out and I have to give that same respect to people.
And is that one of the sources of your strength from your dad? Because he was a
He was a very
tough guy.
He was a very tough guy, though. In the house, he was a very different man. He was never
Softy.
He was a complete soft heart at home, and we had no idea about what his professional life was. Nothing. We would ask him anything that tell us. He just smile it off. He had his own way of cutting off the topic.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he never yelled, and he just smile and blow off the topic.
And he never brought his work home.
Never.
Even though he was a pretty famous cop. I mean, as far as Bombay cops go, he was.
Yeah, he was like one of the most famous cops. But he never brought it home. Whatever, how other people knew him, same was the way my mother and I knew him.
Right.
Through newspapers.
So you'd follow the stories of his accounts and of all that he'd been doing through the papers and through TV and pretty much.
How everybody was unaware about him. The same situation wasn't there in the house.
Right.
We wouldn't come to know if there's going to be something at a mall. We just like all the other people.
And he was someone, and I've heard you say this elsewhere as well, who was a very critical figure for you. He was,
He was like, one of 21 years of my life. It's been an entire learning experience with him.
But I remember in somewhere you described him as your command center or something like that. What you call him?
I used to call him control room.
You used to call him control room.
Yeah, and his name on my cell was also control room.
Even now, it's still same?
No, now it's Superman. A few days ago only I changed it as to call him control room, Superman. And that superhero image was my father.
Oh, you changed it now to Superman?
Yeah, I changed it a few days ago before this incident happened. And
you just changed it a few days ago to
for so many years, from the time I got my cell phone, it's been control room.
Right.
Because I was so confident that if anything ever went wrong, he was just a phone call away. And he would set things straight.
And that would happen, like if you ever got into trouble?
Yeah. Not many times though I have got into trouble. But whenever, sometimes maybe some work in college or some small other things. Sometimes if I'd be stuck up somewhere because I used to travel a lot initially.
You just call him and he'd...
Yeah, tell him that, this is what has happened, so I need a little help.